Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of the xTool Studio product generator series. In the last video, we stay warm and comfortable in the home office and walk through everything Studio gives you inside the software. That video was already getting a little too long because there's a lot to see and things in Studio just keep changing so fast. So it was worth slowing down and showing you what was new while it was still fresh. Give that a watch when you have a moment because it sets the stage for what we're doing here today. As you can see, we're in the garage today. This is where the designs actually leave the screen and they turn into real cuts. I'm going to take you through the full workflow from start to finish. We're going to prepare some plywood, measure twice, of course, and then send everything to the laser. We're going to make a couple of products using the templates and taking the defaults, just so you can see how easy it is to go from there to the laser. I will show you the treasure box, some of those keychains I made a couple of weeks ago, and prepare some of the ornaments and a quick tissue box. Again, this is just to show you the variety of products in the studio and also so that you can see how quick things actually go. You will see how fast the design actually comes together once you plug in the numbers in the studio, and then we're gonna let the generators do the actual heavy lifting. Let's get started. So I got my plywood ready. I'm just going to lightly sand with this sanding sponge here just to, make it look a little nicer. This is 3.2 millimeter Baltic birch. Not the most straight. We'll see what we get out of it. We're just testing. Don't forget, never trust plywood. Use a digital caliper, whatever way you can to get a bit of an exact reading. So for our purpose, I just wanted to show you how quick it is to make this product, right? This is what I'm calling a 5-minute product. You just go to the applications menu and then you just go to the box generator. That's simple. I know that I want to do the tissue paper. I'm basically going to take the default 3.2 millimeter thickness for the material. That's all I'm going to change. And I'm going to pick, I guess, one of these guys is for my design. I will import into the canvas. Remember, I can still change the design here within the canvas. We're going to close out of here the tissue box, the template portion of things. Let's see, as far as the cut, we're going to go with the 3 millimeter birch plywood, and then we're going to click apply. The system is smart enough to know I'm working with the S1, so it gives me its recommended settings, and that's basically it because all we're doing is cutting. So what we're going to do is we set up just the cuts 113 and 3. This guy is 24.4 by 46.4. Let's see if we can film with one hand and set it up with the other. All right, so there it is. What is the estimate right now? 17 minutes. Now we have things centered. Let's do our framing. Let's see how we're doing. We're gonna check where those magnets are when it comes to the design. All right, I'm satisfied where things are going to cut. So 17 minutes, let's give it a try. A lot of smoke, as you can see. This plywood is probably not the best of qualities, but it works very well for my testings. So, oh, that's nice. This was 13 when it came to speed, 100% power. Is it gonna hit the magnet? Nope. All right. So what did we do? In a matter of minutes, just a couple of clicks here and there, you can technically design an entire box within Studio in just a couple of clicks. Of course, if you're going to customize it a little further, it will take you longer. But what we're trying to demonstrate here is if you need a quick gift, if you need to sell something quick, that you can customize quick. Everything is quick. You go into Studio, couple of clicks, and you're done. Beautiful. Let's take a look. Look at that. Of course, you should probably use some masking tape. And of course, I should have done a bit of maintenance before cutting. All that will help you get nicer quality cuts. The plywood not being the best. Now you know why my honeycomb looks like it does. Whoa. So yes, that went pretty good. Challenge is going to be putting it together. Do you have any tips as to how to glue this, put it together nicely? If you do, please let me know. Alrighty, so we're gonna go back to the applications menu, box generator. That's where we are going to live. We did the tissue box, and now we're going to make the one that they call the book box. I really like this one. It's got a lot of patterns here, so you can see. I'm gonna go with the one that I eyed before. So we're gonna import it into the canvas. Just let me just kind of place it there so you can see a little better. We're just gonna add the material thickness, which is the important part here. Right here on the canvas, you can see that you can still make the changes that you need to make. The book that they have in there, I couldn't find it in the templates. It looks really nice. It would have been nice to have access to that particular book, but not there. And the great thing is that you can make this curve bending right out of the template. Right, it's not gonna be perfect, but it's a good starting point. If you want to perfect the cut or you want to perfect the bending, you gotta be more precise, but this is a good starting point. Okay, we're going to do our next box. It was just a quick click, next type of thing. I didn't even add any engravings. I left the default, and the default reads, treasure chest for my best friend. We're going to place our plywood. As you can see, there's a little bit too much going on there. I'll take a look at the design, but my hope is that I can place this guys very safely here and here. Let's see if that makes a difference. Sort of, kind of. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Good. It says 21 minutes. Let's do this. So it starts with the engraving first. We can turn the lights on. Oofa. Alrighty. What I'm very interested in knowing about this particular engraving / cutting of this box is that this box has got that curve cut, right? That allows the plywood to bend. And I didn't have to set up anything. I just took the defaults. And I'm just curious how that is going to work. All right. The box is done. Let's take a look. What do you think? I'm very curious about this part. It looks good. Let's see what we can do now. Boy. I'm a little nervous. Very good. Okay. Not bad, right? I see some little pieces still there. It's raining. All right, next. So I went and got me a couple more pieces of plywood. These are mostly offcuts. All of them have potential, right? So we're going to put them to good use. Let's go. For our puzzle, for the French noir, how do you say noir? We need about 100 by 100. Okay, that's not bad. So that's 10 centimeters. So we're going to come here to the applications menu, and then we're going to go into the puzzle generator. In the puzzle generator there, we're going to load our image. So there we have our picture. Going to zoom it in, right? You zoom it in like this with the zoom, right? We'll see. That looks good there. So you can play with that zoom just to bring it in and out. So we're going to try to center a little bit horizontally. There it is, a little bit more in the middle. See how far I can go up, not moving. Ah, okay. Just use this, kind of goes a little faster. Seems, oof, a little too much. And as you can see here in the bottom, columns, rows, you know, up and down. We're gonna leave the columns and the rows same. If you change it, right, makes it smaller, bigger. But I'm keeping the defaults on most of the stuff. Oof. Number of pieces. Again, this makes it bigger or smaller, right? More pieces you can deal with. We're just gonna keep it at 20. And the tab size is those little tabs here, how big they are, right? Bring it back down. And we're just working on the rectangle shape. Let's bring it to the canvas, right? So there it is. We're going to make it a little bigger. Let me see, 150 millimeters is 150 centimeters. Alrighty, this is ready to go. Let's give it a try. So the actual cutting is gonna take about 3 minutes. The engraving is going to take about 28 minutes. So maybe I'll just shrink the engraving a little bit. Alrighty, I managed to bring it down a little bit to 20 minutes. So we'll see if it's going to be big enough just to kind of test this. There goes 20 minutes. What do you think? It's a small little puzzle, but it took a couple of clicks. I just gotta somehow get this out of the laser bed and put it on the table so I can show you the pictures. But granted, you know, the picture could be a little darker. But listen, I just did a couple of clicks. You can play with the settings. You can do a lot more to reach that perfection, and I think this is pretty darn cool. Really cool. Alrighty, let's see how we do this. Oh boy, alright, they're all good to go. Good. So it is a very small little puzzle, but I also don't feel like, oh boy. Alright, I managed sort of, kind of. Oh boy. And the last guy, boy. Not 100%, the quality will show very nicely, but it is pretty good for just a test. So for the ornaments, we need about 25.8. 25.8, so we got 30 here, and we said 97 millimeters, we got 15. This is going to be plenty. Yeah, we got plenty of real estate. I just want to make sure my magnets are out of the way, and we'll see how this one's go. All the cuts should be 113 and 3, and the engravings 5300. We're gonna keep it at 100 lines per centimeter just because it's a test and we don't want to stay here very long. And the scoring. So these ones are mainly just so we know where things are going to be placed, I think. So obviously there was something wrong here with this design. So I went in and made some changes, and for some reason, and I checked with another one, but for some reason, instead of cutting, it was marking. So let me turn this off. So that one on the far right, it marked, and I'm thinking that guy is supposed to be cutting. So I went back into Studio and changed it to cut. So let's get started. Let's see. So this just finished. Did some editing and just basically changed it to cut. And the letters here that are supposed to be on top of that guy. So let's take a look how this will go. Opa. Okay, so I'm missing one guy. All right, there he is. And I'm missing the O here. Oh no, it went down. Okay. This should go like this. Right? That marking is so it can guide you, right? Right? And then, oh boy, some of the letters went down there, right? Actually, I can probably use some of this stuff, but that's the idea, right? So I'm gonna go fishing for those letters. This is the other guy here. Look at that. Oh, oh boy. A lot of charred piece of wood. There are my letters there somewhere. Here's what it looks like after a full day of cutting and engraving. So you can see it took me a little while just to set it up, and it takes me no time to mess it up again. Now the yellowish tint is a natural thing that happens with the laser. Most people use some sort of masking tape. I didn't. In the past I have used acetone pans, I have used alcohol, and my little Dremel. It works really well to get rid of some of these stains. This one, pretty straightforward. Nothing really major. Again, the point of all this is just how easy it is to make, right? This guy was great to make. I had my concerns because I was like, the fit is so tight, guys. So tight, there's no need for glue. This is basically from the honeycomb. So if you have the other style type of razors, this probably work a lot better for the inside. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? These are the 5-minute gifts, like I said. Look at this puzzle. This little walker, right? I could go a little bit darker. What's great is just the pieces, the quality of the cut. Can do this with one hand. It's such a nice, tight fit, right? In just a couple of minutes, this was a matter of a couple of clicks, and then whatever many minutes it took to engrave and cut, right? But the beautiful thing is that we did it. All through Studio, we didn't have to go anywhere, we didn't have to buy anything, all within Studio. If you guys been doing this for a while now, you know how difficult it was at times to get some of these boxes out together. And now it's just click, click, next, next, and off you go. Very impressive. I hope you give it a try. And that brings us to the end of part 2 of the Product Generators mini-series. And getting into the garage and actually cutting these designs is always a good reminder of what works on screen and what needs a little real-world adjustment. The templates did their job, but I knew that tissue box would never fit a real box of tissues. But you know, the defaults are a starting point, nothing more. And here's the thing, a third video was never part of the plan. But once I saw how the tissue box turned out, so good, with so much potential, I felt like I owe you a version that actually works. A box you can use, not just something that looks good in a video. So consider the next one a bonus video, built to give you a working template you can actually rely on. In that final part, we're going to take the practical route. We will measure the tissue box the right way, bring those numbers into xTool Studio, and shape a design that truly fits. And yes, there will be a bit of trial and error and some educated guessing, which is normal around here. That is how real projects come together, right? And before I go, a quick thank you to my patrons. You guys have been there all along, and your support helps me keep pushing these videos forward. And if this video helped you in any way, give it a like and consider subscribing. We are getting close to 6,000 subscribers now, which is totally wild because my goal for the year was only 5,000 subscribers. Ending the year on that kind of note would be just amazing. And it tells me that these videos are making a huge difference for you. So if you have yet to subscribe and you like what you have seen so far, please subscribe. The next video will be a wrap-up of both the mini-series on product generators and the full xTool Studio series. I will see you in the final part. Severina Builds, out!